In today's video, we're going nuts. Good morning. Welcome to my workshop, and today we're going totally nuts. I've got one of these Banksia nuts from Australia, so I want to cut it up, stabilize it, use some of it for blanks and then do offcuts for casting in resin for some more pen blanks. It's fairly light. And according to the article, there's close on or over 170 species of this nut, and it's only found in Australia and surrounding areas. Banksia and Australian icon. Very interesting article. What I'll do is I'll link it in the description below, so if you're interested in Banksia nuts, then go and read up on it. Look at that. I'll start off with making a jig to cut this on the table saw in a safe way, so you don't want to get your fingers too close to the blade. I'm going to try and get at least 2 pen blanks out of this, and then the offcuts I'm going to size them, fit them into one of my molds. Once that is done, I'm going to put it in cactus juice, put it in the vacuum chamber, stabilize it, and then into the toaster oven. Cook it. So we will be cooking today. We're going to go nuts and cook today, and then do the actual casting in resin, put it into the pressure chamber, and then after that obviously cut up the blanks and then get it ready for turning on the lathe. Okay, so the first step is to make a jig to cut this safely. I'm going to just fast forward through all the nitty-gritty details, and I'll see you on the other side for the next step. And there we go. The jig is made up and I'm ready to cut, so let's not waste any time and get to the first cut. I did the first cut, turned it around and cut from the other side, and that is what the first cut looks like. Look at the grain. I think this would be excellent for a pen blank. Okay, so now that the dangerous cut is all done, I'm going to take it out of my jig and then use the center. I'm going to try and get at least 2 pen blanks, and then we get to the offcuts after that. Well, I've got enough here for 2 pen blanks. I might get a third out, and I've got enough for casting. Now I reckon this is going to work very well. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like. Okay, so the next step is to get out the molds, cut the offcuts to size to fit in the mold, and then after that we'll get them in the cactus juice and stabilize them. Okay, there's enough for 2 castings. I'll get at least 10 pen blanks out of this, so I'm very happy. Look at the grain. And that one. Okay, so the next step is to get this in the cactus juice and get stabilizing. I've got the Banksia nut all cut up, got it in the cactus juice, so let's take it over to the pressure chamber. It's boiling away and doing its job. It's boiling away. While it's stabilizing, in the meantime I'll get the toaster oven ready and the molds. The Banksia nut pieces is ready to come out the vacuum chamber, so let's go and remove them. Let's get this on the table. The next step is to get the pieces out of the cactus juice, dry them a bit, and then get them into the toaster oven. I'm waiting for these pieces to drip dry a bit. There's a lot of holes in it. I want to at least leave some space for the resin. So let's get this to the toaster oven. Excellent. Let's get cooking. All set up. Let's switch on. I go at about 87 to 93 degrees Celsius, 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and I go for about an hour. See you back in an hour. While I'm waiting for the toaster oven, I'm just getting all the resin casting goodies ready. What I use is aluminite clear. You mix it 1:1, ratio 1:1 by weight. You have to weigh it. That's why I have the scale. It's got a working time of 7 minutes, and you need a timer for that. And demolding time between 45 and 90 minutes. I normally keep it in for 2 hours, and if it's late in the afternoon, I'll leave it until the next morning. So the dyes I use is the aluminite. There's a whole range of dyes, and the two specific colors I'm going to use for this casting is white, just to get rid of the transparency, especially when you get close to your brass tube. And then I'm going to use violet dye. Yeah. And I'm also going to put a pigment in. This is from Resin Pro. Very effective and works very well. You don't need a lot. So I'm putting in a purple and a gold. Depending what you're mixing, especially if you're doing two colors and you don't want them to blend, you check the temperature and you wait till it gets to about 97 degrees Fahrenheit, and then you start pouring. This is a digital laser infrared phonometer, very handy depending on what application. I also use it to check my mold for preheating before I cast. And then also your mixing containers and your mixing sticks. And if you're really in a hurry, a mixing paddle. Works very well. Well, an hour's gone. While I was waiting for the stove to do its job, I've been preparing all the stuff I need for the resin casting. And as you just heard, the pieces are ready to come out of the oven. While the oven is still hot, let me get the molds into the oven. It's time to do my mix. Got everything ready. I'll do the casting and see when I'm putting it in a pressure pot. Well, 7 minutes is not all that long. Anyway, I got it in the pressure pot just in time. So I managed to do 2 castings. And now we wait. I'm going to wait about 2 hours. And then we will demold. I think in the next video I'll actually turn a pen, and then we can see what it looks like. See if it was all worth the effort. It's 2 hours later. Let's open the pressure pot and see what the castings look like. I'm very happy with that. There's the 2 castings. I use these stirring sticks just to keep the wood down, and I did that on both, so that just makes it easy at the end of the day. It gets cut away. Very happy with that. We'll see what the end result looks like once the pen is done. Anyway, let's demold. Well, it's demolded and I'm happy so far. So the next step is to go to the panel saw and cut the actual blanks. The process is finished and these blanks are now ready to go onto the lathe for pens. Have a look at that. Looking very good. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they look like. Yeah, in total 3, 7, I got 10. Excellent. Very happy with that. And then there's one little extra one that makes it 11, and this I'll use for the slimline pen. Now don't forget to look out for the next video. The next video will be about turning a pen using these pen blanks, and so that you all can see the end result. And in every video comes the time for the admin. Please subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, let me have them in the comment section below. Don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos like this, especially for the follow-up video after this where I actually make a pen. Thanks for watching, and until the next time, happy nutting and cutting, stabilizing and casting. Lekker lekker!